I hope everyone had a great weekend. This was a unexpected live. I was going to do a video, but I figured that I would just come on and do a quick live for you guys, talking a little bit about the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and what is going on there, because we saw Jennifer Aiden actually throw a glass at Joe Giudice. We are seeing clips of that. So that transpired. And then, of course, I did see Joe Gorga's stand-up. Hey, Groovy. Thursday night in New York. It was Bravocon Eve. But we have to talk about Joe and these rumors and everything too. Groovy, I didn't actually go to BravoCon. I actually was at Joe Gorga's comedy show in New York, and then I headed on over to the rooftop party that was taking place at the hotel where all of the ladies were staying. Hey Jojo, how are you? And that's what made it so amazing, was it wasn't actually BravoCon, it was just the housewives arriving, and they were coming upstairs to the rooftop bar to have drinks and dinner, and I met some stylists. There was a gentleman named Marty. He's actually on Jen Shaw's Instagram story right now. They were like dancing and hanging out. Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera right. I don't like to film in the house. You guys know that I'm usually outside. So I'm just trying to get set up here so I can get hands-free for a second. Thank you, Jojo. We have to talk about Joe Gorga. I just saw, oh no, my light. Oh, geez, I'm having a rough morning. I just saw Behind the Velvet Rope with Kim D talking about everything that's going on with the Gorgas and what she's hearing that is going to be talked about next season. And it's stuff that we already know, guys. I've already talked to you guys about it before. Yes, it has to do with the house. Yes, it has to do with the parents, and allegedly Kim D didn't want to mention, of course, what the allegations are, but I've talked about it before on my shows and on my other, like my deep dives into the Real Housewives of New Jersey, because there's so much there to unwind. But since I saw Joe Gorga's stand-up, I thought it would be a good time to talk about Behind the Velvet Rope with David and Kim D, what she's mentioning. She's not coming directly out and saying what we have discussed before on our page. And we'll get into that. Everything is alleged, of course, but I actually have the deed, a copy of the deed regarding the specifics to the situation that allegedly might be part of a storyline this year for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Can you guys believe that Jennifer threw a drink? Oh my gosh. If you guys go on my Instagram, there's like a clip of Miss Nicole Martin. She's Real Housewives of Miami. We got photos with her, and I took a little bit of a clip, because to the side of me is Joe and Melissa and kind of their entourage, and it's the exact place where Jennifer threw the drink at Joe Gorga. It was a very small area. There was only, I think, 2 or 3 elevators. And so they must have really been going at it hard, because those are kind of close quarters. There was, I think, 3 elevators. Hey, good morning. Welcome. Welcome. We are talking Real Housewives of New Jersey this morning. Make sure you guys comment and let me know what you think about, what you guys saw. I saw a lot of Melissa and Joe really defending themselves, saying that, they didn't want the panels split. Melissa said, the Gorgas, we didn't want the panels split. We actually called production right away as soon as we found out. And I guess maybe Teresa didn't want the panels together, but in my mind, it's like production didn't want you guys together. Like, production doesn't want to let out what's going to be coming up this season, and they know that tensions are running very high. Plus, they also have the 3-part wedding series come out, so why would Bravo put them together on a panel so they can argue and fight in front of like 1,800 Bravo fans versus an entire, they can make it an entire season. Kim D said that if, this does come out as part of the season, it's going to be a dark season, and I agree with her. Allegedly, we've heard that Gabriella, which is one of Teresa's younger daughters, she's speaking this season. She's usually very quiet. She doesn't keep an opinion. And so allegedly, this is really going to speak volumes to viewers because we don't hear a lot about her. And allegedly, she's going to get into the whole situation between Joe Gorga, Joe Giudice. We always saw this relationship, this pool of power, this fighting. And we've heard behind the scenes that allegedly Joe had used his father's house as collateral and the business deal went south. And the parents lost their house. And that was like at the beginning of the Real Housewives of New Jersey when Teresa and Joe had finished building their home. And so Joe Giudice added on the garage and he did a loft above the garage, and Teresa's parents moved in there. So that created this major problem in their family that they never talked about on the show because they didn't want people to know the bad business dealing and how it happened, right? We've never heard these allegations on the show except for Joe Giudice did come out and do a People, I think it was OK Magazine or a People article, and he spoke about this. This is after he came home from prison, and he told the whole story about Joe putting his dad's house up for collateral, the business deal going sour, and, allegedly all of this taking place. And then, of course, meanwhile, Melissa's on the show, and maybe she doesn't know any of this has happened because it's very possible that Joe Gorga was doing just like Joe Giudice was, dealings behind the scenes that the wives had no idea about. And so, Melissa's on the show and she's getting a Rolex for Christmas and they're driving a Bentley and, yada, yada, yada. And so Teresa's family, them knowing what happened with not having, the money to save the house from being lost, but to see Melissa filming with all these, champagne taste, and it just, I'm sure, was very hard on their family. And so the viewers didn't always know that. They just kind of saw Teresa and thought that she was like a really jealous sister and didn't want, the best for them. And Joe Gorga stood up at Bravocon and he said, when I go and I build, if I'm building a house and all of the plumbing needs done, I'm going to give that job to my friend Joe B because, I'm going to help feed my friends, basically. And that's amazing. That's great. I think everyone should do that. I would love to be able to do that. And I think that's amazing. However, I don't think that was actually what happened with Teresa and Melissa in the whole show. Yes, they did go on without Teresa knowing that they were going on the show. So, Melissa's like, we interviewed just like every other person in New Jersey. Yes, you did, but you also didn't let Teresa know that you were doing interviews. Now, per Kathy Wall-Keeley, her and Richie did the same thing. They did all their interviews. They didn't tell Teresa. And the night before the christening, production let Teresa know at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night that her brother and Melissa would be filming for the first time. So that's how Teresa found out. And they did keep it. And maybe Bravo, I think people don't give Bravo enough credit here, okay? Because even Joe Giudice told Andy Cohen when they did that interview when he came back from prison that Andy Cohen could thank him for putting New Jersey on the map. He said nobody even knew what the housewives were before him and Teresa came along and everything happened. So I think that everyone did eat, if you will, or get a lot of screen time and have a lot of storyline when Teresa and Joe were in trouble, because it really gave Joe and Melissa, a storyline, and more, everything going on had to revolve around Teresa and Joe. So regardless, this is allegedly what's going to come out during the season, where they're going to finally bring up the fact that this has been like a long-standing feud in their family, and that this is a lot of the reasons that there's been confrontation between Teresa and Joe. And again, maybe Melissa didn't even know that this happened at the time. I'm sure she knows now, but at the time, maybe she didn't know. My experience was Joe Gorga, Frank did open and he was super funny, but of course, that Joe and Frank talk about their man parts, who's the biggest. And so a lot of the commentary and the jokes were about Joe Gorga being short and his Tarzan being 4 inches and just things like that. Now, allegedly, I heard he was having a hard time filling up the third row. Don't say that, make it make sense. I'm not a superstar. I just happened to run into the right people. I was in the bathroom. Mind you, it was a 2-stall bathroom. I came out, washing my hands, and out came Whitney Rose. And she is gorgeous. Her husband listens like a good man. He like went and got a table for them and their people and held it, and she mingled. I saw Tamra, and she wasn't mingling very long in the restaurant. Heather Gray had been there, but I missed her. So I think that they were all back at the hotel room, either with Jen Shaw or just resting before Bravocon. I saw Meredith Marks. She had a whole entourage of people with her as well. She did not stay long at the bar. But, oh, who else did I want to tell you that I saw that stayed, that was talking? Oh my gosh, I cannot remember. I saw Scott from Married to Medicine. He mingled, and I spoke to him for a while. He was really nice. He had with him this gentleman, Marty, who is a stylist, and he's actually on Jen Shaw's story right now. They're like dancing. And I went to beauty school, and Marty was looking for someone that possibly could do a slick pony. And even though I like big hair, I can do a slick pony. So he took my number on GP in case anyone that he was styling needed a slick pony. I was going to be the girl. I think he was styling Drew and Contessa for Bravocon for the next day. Did I see Teresa or Erica? I did not see Teresa or Erica. I think because the hotel that isn't that far from Franklin Lakes where they stay, I don't know if they actually got rooms at the hotel. We left the comedy club. Joe's show started at like 9:45. Joe B was there. It looked like he was with like maybe his parents or maybe Frank's parents. And he was super nice. He was like happy, very happy to get up and get a photo. I noticed that from the get. Frankie Jr. was there. He was so sweet, so polite. It was like raining, and we were standing outside waiting for the show to start. So Gabby, which is Frank's daughter, she was there, and she had a date with her, and I didn't want to bother her in the rain. But Frankie Jr. was there, and he was like so handsome, so nice, and made sure that he said hi and got a picture. Make It Make Sense said True Stylist should be fired. I didn't see I didn't see her look on Friday. I'm gonna have to go back and look. She looked great for the reunion, which I'm assuming he probably styled her for that too, because they were in New York City for it. Who else did I want to tell you guys that I saw? I saw Tamara, I saw Meredith, Whitney. Oh, Cynthia Bailey. I made her laugh, and she is gorgeous. And she's taller than I am, and I'm like 5'9", solid 5'9", solid. She was like getting into the elevator. She was so beautiful. She was so gracious, so kind. I did not want to ask her about Mike Hill because I felt like an asshole. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be like, hey, Cynthia, heard you and Mike broke up. Real sorry to hear about that. But even though she like did it, she wasn't mingling at the bar. I just caught her in the elevator. So I don't think she was like super duper talkative. But she did get pictures with us, and she took a lot of pictures with us. And I told her that she wanted to see the pictures after we took the photos, and I was like, Cynthia, I swear I will not post any bad photos of you. And she like started to laugh. She's very beautiful in person. Like, she looks just like she does on TV. So beautiful. Oh, Teresa's pool boy. I talked to him for a while, and we actually got yelled at during Joe's like set because we were talking, and I was just asking him, about Teresa, and I like said that he broke her heart, like jokingly, just to see what he would say about it. I think he's just like a childhood friend of theirs and has been their friends for years and years. And he's definitely Team Joe, probably because of the fact that their kids go to school together. So Tony, which is the pool guy, which is Teresa's ex-boyfriend from high school, pre-Joe Giudice, he said like he takes Joe Giudice's son, Gino, a lot, they go like to practices in baseball, whatever it is. The boys play sports together, and he has two boys. And so they basically, hang out together, which was nice. I did see Marge for a few minutes. This is what I wanted to tell you. Okay, I saw Teddy Mellencamp. And when I say she looked like she hadn't taken a shower in like a week, and her hair was purple, which I understand that you don't want to wash your hair because it's like pink or purple or whatever, but it was like greasy. Greasy. And she was like walking around, and she is not look good in person. Like, I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to be mean, but Teddy, like, Cynthia has like natural just beauty, and you can like see it immediately as soon as you look at her. And at Teddy, I'm like, is that Teddy Mellencamp? And trust me, I got a little bit of a video. I tried to like zoom in to see how close I could get to show you guys how she looked. She had like on a long necklace, and she's very, 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 very tiny. Very tiny. Cynthia, she was like average size. Like, I didn't feel like a beast beside her. I saw Dr. Nicole Martin, who from the Real Housewives of Miami. She was really nice. And she was not dress appropriate for New York City. She was freezing. She had like on a little dress and a little bra top. And she was standing outside of the elevators when all of us from the comedy club came back to the hotel. They had actually closed the rooftop bar, but Melissa was upstairs and Joe and the people were downstairs. And so Melissa must have either came down, managed or something. I don't know. However, we got in upstairs. That's how I ended up seeing everybody. And I didn't know Jeff Lewis was hosting a party there. I love Jeff Lewis. I would have loved to have talked to him. Anyways, she was standing with us waiting for the elevator, like kind of waiting to see what was going on with the party upstairs. I did not see Larsa. I wish I would have. And Joe and Melissa didn't recognize her, but I don't know if she was with her publicist or if she was with her friend. But like, she was like looking over at them, kind of like we were seeing what was going on, but it was clear like they didn't recognize that she was a housewife from Miami, which right away I feel like is shitty. We've heard Melissa is snobby in person. And she definitely didn't know that was Nicole, or if she did, she didn't like recognize her or say hello to her or anything like that. Which I already think that's shitty. Like, you should be like Bravo, your Bravo community. That's like a big deal. You guys should have some sort of rapport. And just like Vicky with Ashley Darby from the Real Housewives of Potomac, how Vicky acted whenever did you guys see when they put Vicky on blast and put her in front of Ashley Darby and said like what had happened, and basically like, Vicky was so dismissive of Ashley Darby. And then here comes Kenya Moore, like, I'm about to help my sissy out right now. And so then she says she has a monster of a story when she met Vicky. And then boom, the microphone gets moved over to Teresa. I heard an interview where Vicky shaded Ashley, Stace. She did. Because I guess there was a housewife to housewife interview, and Vicky was supposed to meet Ashley, and she was there, and Vicky was like, where's the housewife at? Like, she was very dismissive of Ashley. So they put Vicky and Ashley together at Bravocon to kind of hash it out. And I feel like Ashley was like, her emotions were getting the best of her, and so she wasn't really able to read Vicky like I think she has, she has the potential to do. I just think maybe she was like flustered. So that's why I loved that Miss Kenya Moore like came, she grabbed the microphone, came down, and I love that she said she had a monster of a story about Vicky as well. I thought that was hilarious. I wish I would have seen Jen Shaw. I'm so mad I didn't see her. She was there the night after me, or if she was there the night before, she could have been in Tamra's hotel room. And Tamra went on and said that Jen Shaw basically crashed the party. She flew in and went to Tamra's room because, of course, she's going to go see the housewife that has the biggest mouth and the most popular podcast. Also, I wanted to tell you guys, did you see Erica Jane? The question being, which house, hold on, let me answer Ben's question. Did anyone else notice Lisa Rinna looked really uncomfortable at the Legends Ball? Yeah, she got booed and I don't think she was happy about it, and she left early, I heard. And she had a truck set up with Lisa Rinna lip kits, like down the street, just like the Kardashians do. You know how Kylie had like these little like not vans, but like trucks, like ice cream trucks that they would drive around with like Kylie lip kits and Kylie's swimwear, whatever Kylie Jenner is selling. Well, Lisa Rinna brought a Lisa Rinna lip kit van to New York, but they left early, which I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, I'm just not surprised. But the question was, which Bravo celebrity couple do you think is next to like split? And did you guys hear Erica Jane's answer? I'm telling you guys. I told you a long time ago when there was a blind that came out about a West Coast housewife that was sleeping with another West Coast housewife's husband. And I told you guys, definitely thought that it was Erica and PK. And now we're finding out that Erica actually had met PK prior to Dorit and PK coming on the show. And then it was allegedly something about him giving her an invitation or asking if she had ever done, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it if it'll get demonetized, but, entertainment videos. Yeah, PK came up and propositioned her for entertainment purposes. Why did we never hear this? All this whole pussy gate, Erica didn't have any underwear on and PK was looking because it was right in front of him. Nobody ever mentions that Erica's met PK prior to this, and it's because he asked her if she did ever, worked in the entertainment industry, which I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Some people are saying, is this for a storyline? I don't know if it's for a storyline. It's possible that it could be. That's a lot of people are saying that Dorit's using it for a storyline. They're going to blame it on the robbery. And then once they get through the season, they'll get back together. I just think that it seems really strange that Erica would say that after Reed stuck her neck out for her on that class or on their trip. But Dorit's also sticking up for Diana. This is where I'm getting lost with Dorito. I love her. Well, I did love her. But then I hear how much she hangs out with Diana, and that just turns me off all the way from her. It just gives me a bad taste in my mouth because why are you hanging out with this? If you're being polite and nice to her because you work with her, okay, but if you're hanging out with this lady on the regular, not cool at all. That immediate question mark. But we've heard rumors about Dorit too. I heard she was getting it on with the CEO of Gucci. I posted that a long time ago. But I'm telling you guys, Erica and PK they're hitting the sheets. And he's paying her. But he's also paying her to not say that he's paying her. If you guys understand what I'm saying. Just saying. I don't know why else Erica would say that unless if, again, Dorit wanted her to. Or maybe they got into it at the reunion. It's possible that something transpired at the reunion. But I can't see that being possible whenever everything that took place in Aspen. And, Dorit sticking up for her then. Crystal, I heard she was there, and I heard she was very lovely to speak with. I didn't see her. I don't know why Teddy was actually at Bravocon to begin with. Was it because of the Two T's in the Pod podcast? I don't know. Dorit just commented under one of the videos of that question, and it wasn't nice about Erica. Did you know PK had 3 other kids? Ben! I love Ben. I keep telling you to come work for me, please. Yes, I did know he was married. And if you know the rumors was he was married when he got with Dorito. I think they had their son Jagger and then got married. So it's a little suspicious, allegedly. Dorit was living in New York at the time when she met him. So yeah, he does have other kids for sure and an ex-wife. And allegedly he got with Dorito. Did you guys know that PK and Dorit were on The Apprentice? If you want to laugh, if you want to not recognize Dorit, go try to find a clip of The Apprentice because Dorit and PK are on it. PK is Boy George's manager, and so they were doing something, I don't know, what they were doing, but she's pregnant. Do you think it's true about the affair? Which affair? PK and Erica, or Dorito and Mauricio? I think it could all be true. I think that they drink a lot, on and off camera. We know that every single party, Bravo offers them a car because they know that they're going to be serving them alcohol. We've heard from the women in New York that when they film, they drink all day and they film into the night a lot of the times. And that's why sometimes we see them drunk. We've seen Tamra. We've seen these ladies wasted, white girl wasted, right? I know when I used to get wasted, I would be a little bit more probably promiscuous than I would be if I wasn't. And so I think that probably, happens, I'm sure. And then Kyle, I agree with you, JoJo. I think Kyle drinks a lot too. I think she drinks a lot too. And all the attention has went on Kim's problems with alcohol. And so it's really given Kyle a free pass because she was very toasted the night where Sutton and Diana were talking about the miscarriages, and she was spreading her legs. I was shocked, just saying. I heard that Andy Cohen was not nice to Jen Shah and did confirm that she is no longer, friends with, or not friends, I'm sorry, working with Bravo is what he said after her guilty plea, because of the fact that she pled guilty. Kelly is bashing Tamara about a comment Tamara made about Kelly. Did you hear? No, Kelly, I haven't. I gotta look into that. I got into it just now. Thank you. Yeah, I did not hear that, but I heard that there was like a crowd of people yelling F Kelly Dodd. I did hear that. Jen Shah is coming for Tamara too. She's really pissed about what she said about Jen Shah crashing the party. She did not like that at all. But I think Tamara is trying to piss people off. She had to do something to get back onto the Real Housewives of OC, and it wasn't sitting back being quiet, everyone's friend. That wasn't going to get her back on a full-time position on the Real Housewives of Orange County. Sorry guys, just checking the clock. I only have a few more minutes left with you guys this morning, but I'm going to do a whole breakdown, all the details. I'm going to tell you guys about the comedy club. Did anyone else think it was odd that Kyle said her stolen grandma's house and in 2020 accused another grandma of having her mom's ring? Ben, yes. So all of Kyle's jewelry allegedly got stolen. I'll just tell you guys this story really quick. And she had all these older rings that her mother had passed on to her. Diane Keaton posts a photo of a psychic with black fingernails that are like, I don't know, 6 inches long. The lady's hands are like this. You can't see her face. It's just her hands. And Kyle's like, oh my God, that's my ring. That's my ring. That's my mom's ring. And so she got a hold of Diana Keaton, and she was like, they were going to make it a storyline. They were filming Teddy and Kyle going up and down some street in LA trying to find this psychic who allegedly is like someone that just sets up on the side of the street and she'll give you a reading. This is all what Kyle is telling us, right? And so she's just trying to find this lady because it's her ring. It's her mom's ring. Boom. Like a couple weeks later, this young girl does a TikTok and she says, the woman in the photo that Diane Keaton posted was my grandmother. This ring has been in our family for generations and my grandmother never takes it off. She's been wearing it for 30 years. And from there, the girl continued to post photos of her grandmother, which it's really her grandma. It's the same person because the nails are literally like 6 inches long, and it's, older hands. And so she posted the grandmother. She posted, pictures throughout the years of her grandmother wearing the ring. And so Kyle didn't say anything else about it because she looked like an asshole. And then I think Bravo cut the scenes with her talking about it, and they cut the scenes of her and Teddy looking for this woman on the street because it turned out it wasn't her mom's ring. Then now we're hearing Kyle at the reunion say that they found her stuff. This guy came out and she made it sound like he was doing a 12-step program, like he had a resentment to get off his chest, but to find out, she said he sent pictures that he had the items, he had robbed her house, and she was trying to buy them back. And her family did send some money, but they haven't gotten them. Did that story make any sense to anyone? First of all, she was like, oh, rounding the attention back to Kyle, like, yeah, Dorit was robbed at gunpoint, but did I tell you guys that they found my mom's stuff from 5 years ago after she went and accused a psychic, had Diane Keaton involved, was being filmed walking up and down the street looking for this psychic? I don't know. It's just wild. So I wanted to leave you guys with that story. But make sure you guys comment. Ask any questions that you have so that I can do some videos and get you guys up to speed with everything that's going on in New Jersey right now. Didn't Kyle say he was in jail? No, she said he was extorting her. He said he was messaging her and sending pictures of the stuff and proving that he had it. She said they sent him money and he didn't send the stuff. So maybe he is in jail now, JoJo. Actually, you might be right. I could be wrong. But if that was the case, then I think she would have been able to retrieve her things. If they called the police on him, right? If he had them, I don't know. He could have hit them still. She said he hit him the whole time. Joanne, she wore it in 2016 to the Milan fashion show. Also, did you guys notice Dorito rocking that Versace outfit? Didn't she film in that Versace outfit this season or last season? The one that she wore to Bravocon. It's like the black shirt with the Versace, and she has her hair slicked down and then it's flipped out, and she had like the long dress or the skirt. I love the skirt. I could take her, leave the top, but I was surprised to see her recycling that outfit so soon. Also, I did see the one lady from Dubai come for Phaedra Parks. Somebody said, or the question was like, who's the worst dressed housewife on the stage? And Ayan said Phaedra. And Phaedra her response was, well, I own my clothes. And so Ayan stood up and said whatever designer she was wearing. And Phaedra, I don't remember, she had to come back, of course. You can't come for Phaedra. But also saw some clips of Brandy walking around barely dressed, okay? In this little skirt dress thing. They said everything was hanging out. And then she was kneeling down talking to people. It was wild. So, all right, guys. Well, I got to go, and I hope you guys have a great Monday. Like I said, leave your comments, questions, concerns, and I will be dropping some videos today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And make sure you like my video. It definitely does help. Subscribe to my channel. Turn your notifications on. You never know what's going to be going on in the housewives world. You want to be notified so you can stay up to speed. And then, of course, everything in this video is alleged. Bye, JoJo. Bye, Groovy. Bye, Ben. Callie. What did you think of the music performance at Andy's legendary ball? Sheena Shea was hilarious. I loved it. I thought it was really great. I love Kenya. I'm rooting for her. I saw a clip of a guy. I guess Kenya was running late. The line was really long. He came up and hugged her, and as they were taking the picture, he said, you make me happy when I'm sad. And she cried a tear and hugged him, and it was really sweet. So I love Kenya. All right, guys, have a great week. Happy Monday. We'll talk soon. Bye.